Late individuals gave pleasure to the world who devoted to it for years for a really long time. How might they venture to be shrewd? I've been in Broadway since I was 14. They're attempting to kill me the entire time they're attempting to persuade me I'm crazy. Individuals think I raked in boatloads of cash for Chappelle show. When I left that show, I never got compensated. They didn't at last. The opportunity has arrived for individuals to realize what precisely occurs behind the shut entryways of media outlets. Dave Chappelle has been divulging very weighty subtleties for his crowd to get on to. Yet now that Jim Carrey is resigning, he appears to have united with the entertainer to uncover the truth of media outlets. Many accept that Jim Carrey is resigning on the grounds that he is, as of now, not in the great books of the business elites. Stay with us, individuals, since this tea is too great to possibly be missed. So moving right along, we should get into it. The unbelievable entertainer Jim Carrey has at long last focused on the curved reality media outlets is worked around us. He accepts that our qualities have been distorted over the long run as the higher-ups start with speaking about their plans. To the more youthful age, it has gotten to a place where even our creative mind is controlled by them. Jim Carrey suggested that the business has been quietly programming us to accept what they need and see what they need. You see, it's rare. We see Jim Carrey stand up on something like subversion. The way that Jim decided to say these words on a global stage where he realized that nobody will uphold him is verifiably excellent. To finish it off, Jim even referenced a portion of the neglected stars who were survivors of the Hollywood top schematic plans. Fans accept that everybody in the crowd understood what Jim said was undisputedly evident, yet not so much as one applauded to show him support. Take a gander at the countenances in the crowd. I accept they realize he's coming clean. Bravo, Jim Carrey. Well, despite the fact that what Jim did required nerves of steel, it had a few predicted outcomes, very much like what had befallen numerous other people who attempted to oppose the framework. Jim was hushed in a roundabout way, while there were no dangers, or if nothing else apparently, except for Jim has as of late uncovered that he would be resigning. Now you should delay and think briefly in light of the fact that how could an unbelievable entertainer, a fundamental resource for the business, reported his retirement unexpectedly with practically no specific circumstance. And the clincher, Dave Chappelle, had proactively cautioned us about the debilitated side of the end media outlet when he uncovered that he was compelled by individuals to put on a dress Dave has resolvedly wouldn't be essential for the horrendous elites and their plans. He even declined a $50 million offer, since he would have rather not sold his deep satisfaction by being a piece of some sort of embarrassment. Custom Dave even made sense of why he considered dressing individuals of color an embarrassment strategy in a meeting with Oprah Winfrey. Dave uncovered that he watches out for the things occurring in the business. Consequently, he interfaces and comprehends the elements of this industry. I'm a trick scholar to a certain extent, like when I associate davs that perhaps ought not be associated, like when I see that they put each person of color in the motion pictures in a dress that, as well as from the get-go in his vocation, Dave had understood that there were individuals surrounding him who maintained that him should be accommodating to individuals in influence. He uncovered in the meeting that nobody in the general population or the business really realizes what's going on in Hollywood. As per Dave, each and everything has been arranged by the alleged elites who have the entire world in a real sense in their grasp. Individual can't get to stay here and converse with you. Ain't no powerless individuals conversing with you. So what's going on in Hollywood? No one, despite the fact that Dave himself didn't understand it. The public's hawkeye didn't miss it. They accept that Oprah is a contributor to the issue, and coming clean with her would just carry damage to Dave. So wild the way that he's staying there discussing that stuff with her. Oprah is tight with every one of those Lusitarian tycoons. You could see everything over her face. There wasn't compassion. All over it was examined and scorned. Dave additionally uncovered that once you become an objective in this industry, you are set to be rebuffed either by losing cash or by being boycotted, he guaranteed that this is the fundamental philosophy behind the drop culture, which currently wins in the business the entertainer and humorist, topped with James Lipton for Inside the Entertainer's Studio in 2006. During the meeting, Chappelle shared experiences on the pretentious and wiped-out culture. Inside Hollywood, which considered numerous big names to be excused as being insane, to add to that the latest Institute grants hazardous occurrence, the Will and Chris slap was likewise purportedly supported by the elites ahead of time. You see this time's honors were the subsequent least watched grants ever, so it is inside the domain of probability that it was organized to get more perspectives and brain. It did well. It was additionally, in a roundabout way, affirmed by one of the Oscars makers, to furthermore Jim Carrey, additionally offered an express comments in response to the episode, which might play had a fundamental influence in his alleged retirement. While advancing Sonic the Hedgehog to Carrey, let CBS Gail Ruler know that he was nauseated by the reaction at the 2022 Oscars after Smith slapped moderator Rock. After a joke in regards to spouse Jada Pinkett Smith's hairstyle, the entertainer experiences alopecia, a balding condition. I was nauseated by the thunderous applause. After his success, Carrey said Hollywood is only yellow en masse. And it truly felt like this is a truly obvious sign that we aren't the cool club any longer, perhaps being called weaklings on live TV. Didn't settle well with them. Well, on a serious note, assuming we intently examine his assertion, Jim plainly suggested that he'd had enough of this malevolent industry that obliterated the craftsmen to their center. I truly like my calm life, and I truly like putting paint on material, and I truly love my otherworldly life. And I feel like, and this is the sort of thing you may in all likelihood never hear another superstar say, insofar as time exists I have enough. I've done what's needed. I am an adequate number of perhaps his remarks overturned his confidential life. Such a lot of that he needed to at last resign, besides assuming we consider Dave's set of experiences of endeavors to uncover the business higher-ups most would agree that they were totally mindful of what Dave was able to do, and how smart he was, so they made an honest effort to control him. Well, as long as he had financial worth, they would have rather not obliterated him. Dave has uncovered on different events that he was wrongly endorsed drugs that were habit-forming from the get-go in his vocation. So he would become subject to the business for the stockpile. They're attempting to kill me the entire time. They're attempting to persuade me I'm crazy. They were attempting to inspire me to take maniacal prescription. Definitely like I'm waiting around. You realize I was worried, yet individuals that were letting me know I was crazy. I accept that they realized what was happening, and fans accept all of Chappelle's cases. They laud Dave for daring to talk reality on TV. Individuals in elevated places watched his show, acknowledging he was interesting, yet more critically risky. They attempted to pay off him, they attempted to control him, they attempted to tranquilize him. This was not essentially about cash. It is about control. Nobody is allowed to show up on television and come clean for extremely lengthy God favor you. Dave Chappelle, and Dave was by all accounts not the only one who was determined to uncover the Hollywood enlightens Kanye West, otherwise called, definitely has likewise cleared up that this industry will go unimaginable for control the VIPs in a paparazzi interview. Kanye guaranteed over here in Hollywood. Many individuals come up missing. Feels like it very well, maybe a ton of that to control damage they need to adapt and damage. And God cherished me, they hit me whole Adidas. All that away, still Forbes who disdained me needed to compose total assets $400 million. Amidst all that, Dave was additionally, as of late, engaged with a transphobic embarrassment, despite the fact that Chappelle's live shows and television specials and the stages facilitating them consistently draw an analysis because of the remarks he makes. Yet in a new normal, a few watchers found his jokes hostile And obviously, Chappell's show was dropped right on the spot in an explanation, posted on Instagram first roads, said to staff specialists in our local area, "We hear you. And we are sorry we realize we should hold ourselves to the best expectations. And we realize we let you down. We are not only a black box with individuals in it, and we comprehend that first stomach muscle isn't simply a room, yet significant past our walls. Well, embarrassments like this are a vital part of the celeb's life anyway. Jew Carrey has a tradition of an acting profession, and his unexpected retirement, following his unstable comments on the Hollywood plan, is truly dubious, particularly on the off chance that we see what Dave Chappelle needs to say regarding the Hollywood narratives. That is all there is to it for now, people. Until next time, farewell sometime later.